Hello everyone, and welcome to Yoshi 1 Kenobi's Ascent of the Worthy deck. In this deck, we play Ascent of the Worthy, a 3-mana saga that allows you to revive a creature on the 3rd chapter. But that's not why we're playing this card. We are playing it for chapters 1 and 2, which allows you to choose a creature you control. And until your next turn, all damage, combat or non-combat damage that will be dealt to creatures you control is dealt to that creature instead. So this deck is best explained by going over the game plan, which goes into 4 phases. Phase 1, play Mana Dorks, Gilded Goose, Jasper Sentinel, or Lotus Cobra. Step 2, play a Stormwild Capridor or a Brash Taunter. Stormwild Capridor is going to take non-combat damage and turn it into +1/+1 counters, as Brash Taunter is going to take any type of damage and fling it back at our opponent's face. Step 3, play Ascent of the Worthy, targeting the Stormwild Capridor or the Brash Taunter, so that they will absorb all the damage dealt to your creatures, which should now be a few creatures because of the Mana Dorks we played earlier. And Step 4, play a Storm Wrath or a Battle of Frost and Fire to deal a bunch of damage to your creatures that will all get redirected into the ultimate Stormwild Capridor or into the very taunty Brash Taunter, who's going to be laughing at our opponent's face because it's going to burn them for a ton of damage, mostly lethal. Might have to fight a little bit, but that's what Brash Taunter does best. And to wrap out our list, we're also playing 4 copies of Showdown of the Skalds to get the missing combo pieces that were missing. As for the mana, we're playing Triumphs and Pathways because we're in 4 colors. We need green early to make the Mana Dorks. The Mana Dorks will help with the fixing of the mana. We do need double red, but other than that, we don't really need any double color. Our secondary colors are red and white, and we need a tad of blue for Battle of Frost and Fire, and a tad of blue for the Ascent of the Worthy. The Mana Dorks will fix most of that, but we do have the Triumphs and the Pathway to help us fix whatever's missing. And now I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing this deck in action with some awesome games. So let's wait no more and move on to those games. We are playing Ascent of the Worthy on MTG Arena Standard against Pedrinho Matador. This seems keepable. Going first, we have an Ascent of the Worthy, Battle of Frost and Fire, Brash Taunter, Lotus Cobra. We have all the pieces. We have the colors of mana. Let's open up with a green source and pass the turn back. So probably a white and blue. Probably don't need the Ascent of the Worthy immediately. Play this on red, play the Cobra. Pass the turn back. Cobra doesn't quite get us into Brash Taunter territory, but fairly close. Opponent is on Stompy. Stompy's playing a lot of Tramplers, which is a problem. Storm's Rat. You could get rid of the board right now. Right here and right now. But do you want to do that? I'd rather have a Brash Taunter on the board first. Playing the Ascent of the Worthy right now is not the most useful thing. So I guess we have 2 choices. We either Storm's Rat the board, slowing down our opponent, or we just pass. I think that's too much mana for the opponent, so we'll just pass. We'll just wipe the board. Note that I can't. Well, I probably should have attacked with the Cobra before playing the land. Then if the opponent blocks, then I don't need a Storm's Rat. If the opponent doesn't block, then I've gotten some free damage in. Alright, Skalds. I'm not sure I want to play a Showdown of the Skalds immediately. No, might as well. It'll ensure that we'll hit our land drops. But we can only play them for limited time only. Although we do have access to Battle of Frost and Fire into Battle of Frost and Fire, which is tempting. Especially since the opponent only has a pair of small weenies on board. Scratch that. There's now a monstrous weenie on board. The 7/6 Trampler. So Trample is a big problem. We'll play the land from Showdown. That's pretty sure. And then what do? Do we Showdown again? So you can go Goose, Showdown. And then next turn, whenever we cast anything, our stuff's gonna be huge. Alright, Showdown, Showdown. New goal. The Goose shall defeat the Feasting Troll King. Although we've drawn a Stormwild Capridor, and that's a lot more likely to defeat the Feasting Troll King. As we do have the mana next turn, as long as the Goose lives, to cast Capridor Storm's Wrath. Well, I guess that doesn't kill the Feasting Troll King. So it doesn't really help us. Although you could go Goose, Goose, Stormwild Capridor, Ascend the Worthy. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming I have infinite mana here, which I clearly do not. I can't do that. So I won't be able to send the Worthy. We do need to be careful about our life total too. So we should evaluate all the possibilities. Lotus Cobra. Alright. So if we go Cobra, Cobra only casts 1. Crackdown Pathways green, Cobra green, that's Goose Goose. That costs us 2 mana, then we get the Capridor. That makes for a fairly large Goose. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. So I guess it's an... yeah, I'll make the Goose really big. Let's put all of those counters on the Goose. I guess that's what's being that's what we call putting all your eggs in the basket. Green. That's always the plan when you're playing this game, right? Make a Mega Goose. Because why not? Although the Goose can block Feasting Troll King quite well. Let's pump the other geese. So which one's that one going? Just so we get to trade with the 1/1s if the opponent decides to attack with them. And we have a Stormwild Capridor. And a Super Goose for defense. So in business. We also get to send the Worthy into Battle of Frost and Fire next turn. Which will deal 20 points of damage to the Stormwild Capridor. And then we get to kill our opponent with the Goose and the Capridor. Gilded Goose aggro. I'm not sure if I should just brand this video as Gilded Goose aggro. That seems fun to me. It's definitely very fun in this game. As the opponent is just going off with a great henge, but we don't care. We don't care. We just have too much. Alright. Goose for black. Saki food. I will ascend the Worthy. All damage that would be dealt to my creatures will be dealt to the Stormwild Capridor. Read it and weep. Although, please let it resolve. The Capridor will absorb everything. Do need to make another mana. Doesn't matter. Blue or red, any color is fine. Let's keep on boosting that Capridor, because we still have a trigger from the Showdowns of the Skalds. Although the opponent does get to make a food. But we'll be attacking for 30. Alright. Hit you for 30 in the air? That's right. The Ascent of the Worthy. And we have two worthy creatures, the Capridor and the Gilded Goose. We're playing Ascent of the Worthy on MTG Arena Standard against Thanos. Destroyer of the Universe. Loser of this game. At the very least, that's what we're going for with this hand. Alright, Sentinel, Cobra, Taunter, Bell of Frost and Fire. Seems pretty good. All we're missing is the Ascent of the Worthy. But maybe we get along with just Brash Taunting our opponent. Opponents pondering on their opening hand. To keep or not to keep? That is the question. I do prefer to castle than to keep, though. It's a little bit more solid. Like this fortress on top of the hill. Which I'm guessing is going to get attacked, so probably not the safest of place. Mountain. But not a snow mountain. Just a regular mountain. As we open up with the Jasper Sentinel, I suspect this is not mono red. I'm going to go on a limb here. Okay, never mind, it's mono red control. That is quite fine. Let's play this on black. Play a second Sentinel, which will allow us to Lotus Cobra. That's the ramp I'm talking about. So you got ramp, we got creatures, we got a board wipe, we have Brash Taunter or Stormwild Capridor. All that we're missing is the Ascent of the Worthy. And then we'll one-shot our opponent. Opponent's probably playing Ugin. It's the main drive to play that deck. You hit a Goose. Play this on red. Get this for white. Which is going to make it very hard for the opponent to remove it outside of Ugin. Because red's removal is mostly damage based, if not exclusively damage based. The only trick is to kill something with a Bone Crusher Giant to remove the protection ability. Alright, opponent casts a Solemn Simulacrum. We find a land. Lay it on red. Tap the Goose. Cast the Brash Taunter. And hit you for 1 in the air. The pressure is on, opponent. As you're likely to get Ugin to death, but if our opponent doesn't play Ugin soon, we're going to have a deadly attack force. She will probably just play the Heartless board wipe, which will kill most of our creatures. Oh, we're definitely playing the Battle of Frost and Fire now. Yes, I will block. Problem is we don't have all the necessary colors to cast more good stuff. I'll have a backup Cobra. Blue. Goodbye, cruel world. At least that's what the Sentinel and Goose are saying. I mean, there has to be some casualties when there's a Battle of Frost and Fire. Brash Taunter will ping you for 4. Capridor is now a 5/7. Then we still get to attack. Opponent tracks the Maze Mine Tome. Opponent on 6 mana available. And 13 life. Fire Emancipation for triple damage. Alright. Ascent of the Wordy is a little late. Showdown of the Skalds is pretty good. Okay, I don't think we want the Ascend now. And we don't have the white mana for the Showdown. So we have the bottom of this? I think we're just going for a burn. I do think that that's what we're going for. Okay. I'll hit you with the Capridor. And we'll pass the turn back. And now you're in the troublesome spot where your spells deal triple damage, including your creatures. So if you play anything big that doesn't kill me, deal 7 damage divided as you choose. Alright, well, we can crack the food. We're not dead. That hits us for 21. So you go down to 2. We're alive. And we got this. We attack with the Capridor. And then we can fight the Capridor, but it's more fun to fight the Dwarf because we get to kill it. Take 3 damage. Burn our opponent for 3 because of Fire Emancipation. And take down the game using Brash Taunter and Stormwild Capridor. And, well, these were wordy creatures even though we didn't have the Ascent of the Wordy. We are playing Ascent of the Wordy on MTG Arena Standard. Our opponent, Dusty Puffs, is going to be taunted apparently. Based on his hand, we'll keep this. We're going first. Sentinel Cobra Taunter, Showdown of the Skalds, seems pretty good. We'll open up with nothing on turn 1, because we only have tap lands. And we'll follow it up with something on turn 2. Let's go for the Sentinels. Play the Indata Triumph to get our opponent guessing. Opponent's playing Sultai Ultimatum. Which is a horrible, horrible matchup. Could play the Cobra first to generate a piece of mana that I would have thrown away. But it doesn't matter, because I would have thrown it away. Opponent cultivates. And Brash Taunter can't even fight Kirabest the Sea God. And I think we still go with our game plan here. White for no reason. Brash Taunter! Hit you for 3. Pass the turn back. It's exactly the curve that we want to see against exactly the matchup that we don't. Brash Taunter should be hard to remove for Sultai. Extinction Event's probably the main way. So maybe we go Showdown of the Skalds, and then we just start putting counters on Brash Taunter. Try to force an Extinction Event. Let's go for it. Showdown of the Skalds. Opponent apparently saw it coming. Alright, we'll play our land anyways. And we'll hit you for 4. Not really the kind of pressure that I want to put, but that's what we've got. Okay, opponent's not playing Soul type Ultimatum. Opponent's just playing Simic Ramp. Activated abilities can't be activated, so the indestructibility of the Brash Taunter will remain. So apparently this is a good matchup now. Probably didn't want to do that. I didn't want to tap the Brash Taunter. Oh well. Doesn't matter. All damage will be dealt to creatures will be dealt to the Brash Taunter. So our Lotus Cobra will redirect the damage to the Brash Taunter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opponent puts up another 3/3. Opponent will sack a Serpent so that I can't fight, but in response I will fight the Cosmo Serpent. And the opponent will end the turn. I did not see that coming. Opponent will take another extra turn. Swing for 12. We have to block Coma. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11. And that's lethal. We almost had it! So close. If the opponent didn't take all the turns, we would have just Stormwild the board with Ascent of the Worthy on the Brash Taunter, which would have dealt the lethal 12 points of damage. Ah, turns. We are playing Ascent of the Worthy on MTG Arena Standard against Kiri 626. Kiri 626. Playing a Yori on deck. That's about as aggro-ish a hand as we can get, so we're gonna keep it. Alright, well that's kind of the perfect curve, which is really bad. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. Swing for 4. Yeah, that's what we got. Well, the opponent's not playing a Soul type build, so we do have a chance. I'm sure that is going to be a Soul type Yorion, but I should be paying more attention to what my opponent's actually playing, which appears to be Team Yorion. Hopefully all your controls in burn. Although that does mean a Sultai Ultimatum. Sultai. A Genesis Ultimatum. Gotta get my card names right. Let's make a white. Play the Capridor. Play the Goose. And go for the face. 3 damage. Down to the opposing Nicol Bolas's face. Alright, so we have 2 Battles of Frost and Fire. which we probably want to fire off soon. It's really just ramping up. Do you want to fire off a Battle of Frost and Fire now? I think the answer is yes. It increases our damage output, gets rid of the Dryad, and also sets up for Chapter 3, well 2 and 3. The Scry Tree is quite relevant. And with the second Battle of Frost and Fire, we'll actually get to set up a draw 2, discard 1. Although it never feels good when your board wipes out 3 of your creatures for 1 of your opponent's creatures. Alright, the Yasha, Soul of the Wild. Opponent's playing a 9/9. Keep a Showdown of the Skalds. That thing doesn't have reach though. So we swing for 5 this turn, we swing for 9 next turn. And we get there. The opponent can at the very least play Yorion. We could also play the defensive Battle of Frost and Fire, just pumping our Capridor. And then we get a Showdown of the Skalds. Yeah, maybe go for that. Oh, that's so tempting to attack here. Yeah, I think I'll attack anyways. Take the opponent down to 2. As much as I like the draw, the Scry Tree with the Showdown of the Skalds should help. As long as the opponent doesn't swing for 10 and fling the Ayasha to our face, we should be fine. Cultivate is not a fling. Probably should have done that before attacking. Yorion will get the Flicker Ayasha. Should have flickered Ayasha. Get a Scry Tree. Storm's Rat. It doesn't really do anything here. Let's just keep on digging. Oops, we don't have a white source. This is slightly embarrassing. Let's hope that the opponent doesn't play the land before the attack, I guess. Oh, actually that counts as a forest. So Yasha's down to 11. Okay, the opponent needs to play the land and play the creature to kill us. That's a mistake. Because we get to eat our food. Feeding on the opponent's mistake. That is feeding off of ours. So in the end, we just came out on top, somehow. We'll take it. We'll take it. After all, we did get a 9/11 Capridor, which wasn't the biggest creature in play. Well, let's take the win and walk away. We are playing the Ascent of the Worthy on MTG Arena Standard against Ham! This is a weak hand, but we'll keep. Off of Goose. We really want to get that Showdown of Skull to try and get our colors fixed. Okay, opponent's on white weenies. Ah, okay, that's good. All our color fixing is done now. We have the Jaspera Sentinel. Okay, we still want an extra land. Just because lands are good. Daxel's Blessed by the Sun. Ascent of the Worthy. Go Goose, I guess. So we have the combo. And we have the mana. although we're going to have to play it slowly, but we do have it. We have the Capridor, the Ascent of the Wordy, and the Storm's Wrath. We have the Jasper Sentinel to fix our mana to cast the Stormwild Capridor. Same for the Ascent of the Wordy. Opponent plays the Speaker of the Heavens. Opponent has a fairly slow hand, which is going to benefit us immensely. Nah, we can't block this. The 2/4 is too big. Alright, perfect. We've gotten a land, which will allow us to cast the Capridor. And pass the turn back. No Skyclave Apparition. Please, no Skyclave Apparitions. I don't like that card. It messes with our game plan. It's pretty much the only piece of removal that White Weenies is playing anyways. Glass Gasket would also be pretty bad. Urgh. I should not have jinxed it. Alright, you may get the Capridor. I'll go to plan B, which is play Showdown of the Skalds, and hope that we draw something good. Do I want to tab the Jasper Sentinel? I think I do. Or do I just want to use the geese on this? I do want to keep the Speaker of the Heavens at bay. That's really the only source of life linking our opponent has. So we'll keep the mana for next turn. Have this Showdown of the Skalds. Show me what we've got. Alright. We have a pair of Lotus Cobras. And Katria Triome. So I'll play the Katria Triome this turn. Next turn it's Cobra Cobra Pathway. For 2 mana, use the Jasper Sentinel, play the Ascent of the Wordy. That we'll use just as board wipe protection. That works out. And we don't die. Okay. Very important fact. Ooh boy. Then suddenly we're in a lot more trouble than before. Bell of Frost and Fire. Alright, well, we'll stick to our original plan, which is probably going to be the ultimate goose. Yeah, let's go for the ultimate goose plan. Cobra, Cobra. Attempt to generate the ultimate goose. Play this on white. Generate black mana, and doesn't really matter. Ascent of the Wordy. Put a counter on the goose and absorb all the damage on the Jasper Sentinel. I don't pass the turn back. This should turn out nicely. We're really going to get our value out of the Ascent of the Wordy. It's going to allow us to do some good blocks this turn. And then next turn we'll get to, well, pick a Scapegoat. Then Storm's Wrath. That means we'll lose 2 creatures, but it's just part of the challenge. Alright, Linden gets the Maul of the Skyclaves. Have to be careful with the first strike. Yeah, if you're just going to attack with Linden, I kind of want to keep the Jasper Sentinel now. So I think I'm just going to let that go. No blocks. Cast the damage. You may have another 4/4 gain a life. 31 to 5, no problem. Draw another Cobra. Alright, we are going to sack a Cobra on this. So we have the Storm's Rat. So let's have the Cobra and then, well, I guess Battle of Frost and Fire is probably a little better. Which will allow us to put a +1/+1 counter on the Goose, bringing it into blocking territory of Linden. So yeah, we won't tap this for red. Which one's the target? That one. Alright, Battle of Frost and Fire. Put the counter on the Goose. Opponent will sack the Selfless Savior. Protect an Angel. Linden will already survive. We do blow up most things. And then we pass the turn back. You just died to Giant Killer because we tapped Jasper Sentinel. Should have paid with the land. Should have paid with the land. We got too greedy on the big Goose plan. And that's too bad. We almost had it. Well, almost had it. We almost made a comeback. Because you would be able to Storm's Rat next turn. Anyways. 5/5 flying first strikers are a problem for the deck. But this was still a fun game. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. It won't cost you any mana, and it greatly helps to support this channel and keep the awesome videos coming. Until next time, may the fun be with you.